Tamar not lying about Towanda stealing money from her to the point where her credit card bills are going up. In fact, Tamar telling the truth so much that Towanda had to say that Tamar slept with Toni's ex. Which, mind you, how good of a sister can you be for you to know this information and not tell it until someone makes you mad? Like, you didn't tell Toni about Tamar sleeping with her ex until Tamar calls you out for being a thief. Which, you've been a thief before, so Tamar telling this wouldn't be that too far off. For the people in the back, that's not the first time Towanda stolen. In 2005, Towanda got arrested for theft by receiving and forgery, and she was convicted and pled guilty and got 4 years probation. She worked for an insurance company and stole checks from them, and she cashed one of them at a liquor store. When she filed for bankruptcy in 2019, her ex-landlord was suing her at the time for $76,000, and the judge didn't allow her to not have to pay that debt. She had to pay that back. Mind you, the landlord was suing for unpaid rent and damages, but they were damages like knife holes in the doors and walls and fire damage. Towanda, what was y'all doing in that house? She was accused of stealing checks from her mama, and then she was accused of stealing from her sister. So stealing is kind of Towanda's MO. The fact that Towanda didn't even deny the stealing but said that Tamar slept with Toni's ex just proved to me that she did it. She did all of that.
My aunts and my family do not talk to me because they think that I, at the age of 16, did something with her partner at the time.
Things are messy on the Braxtons this season, and last night's episode took it to a whole new level. Towanda called out Tamar and claimed she slept with Toni's boyfriend, and Tamar fired back, accusing Towanda of stealing her credit cards and doing the same thing with Toni's man too. The energy was tense, the shade was heavy, and the family drama was loud on screen. The family's return to TV after losing Tracy in 2022 has clearly brought up a lot of unresolved emotions, and it shows in how quickly their conversations explode now.
I know where you live?
Well, of course you don't come. So
Exactly.
my thing, I know where you live because I put down your down payment.
Beautiful.
And you've been stealing from me for the past couple years on my credit cards. And help
But
me.
what you steal?
I don't steal anything.
You don't? You sold men.
Who's the man that I stole?
Tony's. You slept with them
Oh,
a few times.
Who? What man?
Season 2 launched in October with Toni, Towanda, Trina, and Tamar back in the mix alongside their mom, Ms. Evelyn. And the vibe is raw and unfiltered this time around. The previews already warned us about explosive emotional confrontations, and they weren't playing. There's a viral clip circling from the new season where all the sisters sit down at a table and the whole thing derails in minutes. It's pure chaos with receipts, accusations, and old wounds getting dragged into the light. Towanda flat out says Tamar hooked up with Toni's boyfriend, and Tamar snaps back, reminding everyone she even put the down payment on Towanda's house, which had everybody's jaws on the floor. Then Tamar claims Towanda's been using her credit cards for years. The shock factor was unreal. After Towanda threw that bomb about Tamar sleeping with Toni's man, Tamar spun right back and accused Towanda of swiping her credit card, and then flipped the script, saying it was actually Towanda who hooked up with Toni's boyfriend, claiming the man told her himself. The back and forth was wild, the room got icy, and everybody was waiting for a name that the network muted on air. Do I know where you live? Well, of course you don't come, hit the air like a stray, and the tension only grew from there as the sisters pressed each other with half-dropped receipts and history that clearly goes back years.
But I do wish that the people that were spoken about were able to tell their own version of their story, of their truth, because they're no longer with us.
That's it, because they're dead.
And that's not always fair.
Tamar doubled down that the alleged ex told her the truth, while Towanda kept swinging with her own claims, and the table talk got spicy fast. So who is this mystery ex? The show bleeped it, so nobody has a confirmed name yet, and that's exactly why fans are dissecting every clue from the dinner scene like detectives. What really raised eyebrows was Towanda's silence when Tamar said money was lifted off her cards. She didn't deny a thing on camera. Now here's where it really pops off. The dinner turns into a legal showdown and the sisters are playing chess, not checkers. Tamar pulls up talking about a cease and desist she says was sent to shut down her business moves, and the whole table freezes like, who signed what? The energy shifts from gossip to paperwork, and suddenly it's about loyalty, contracts, and who's crossing lines behind the scenes.
What are you down there, bitch?
Oh, you're such a liar.
Such a liar. Man. He said he Towanda.
You know that's a lie.
I swear to
You know
God.
that's a lie.
Meanwhile, real life keeps crashing into the drama. Toni's juggling a solo show, Trina's dealing with Vaughn's health scare, and Towanda's upset about folks skipping out on her wedding plans, which adds even more pressure to every conversation. When they all sit down again, it's not just shade, it's hurt, money, and reputation on the line, and you can feel that history weighing on every word. And just when you think they're cooling off, somebody drops a new, "Wait, what?" And the whole thing sparks up again. This season is raw, tense, and low-key addictive. To be honest, that moment told the whole story. Silence can be loud, and Towanda's reaction said a lot without her saying a word. She wasn't moving like someone ready to shut it down, and that's why people online started pulling old threads about past family money drama, even whispering that there were issues with their mom before. All allegedly, of course. The streets are buzzing, but what's clear is the history between these sisters runs deep and messy. Some viewers think Towanda might have had a point about Tamar and Toni's ex, but with this family, old scars make everything hit harder. Tamar and Towanda have clashed for years, and Day One fans remember how their back and forths used to jump off on Braxton family values. 7 seasons of side-eyes, therapy sessions, and unhealed feelings on camera. That tension never really left, it just changed stages. Back then, Towanda worked as Toni's assistant, and for years, folks speculated she felt overlooked while Toni and Tamar grabbed the spotlight. Again, that's chatter, not confirmed, but it colored how fans read the drama. And facts are facts. Tamar became the breakout star from the reality TV wave, turning her personality into a full lane beyond music, which only widened the gap between sisters in the public eye. That shine came with side effects the family still wrestles with. Season 1 of the Braxtons even put them in therapy after Tracy's passing to try and stitch these wounds, but it's obvious there's more cleanup left to do.
Towanda Braxton ought to leave Tamar alone. Let's have a real conversation. Knowing that Tamar has helped put Towanda on the right foot, bought her house, has helped pay different bills over the years, even though she may not fully like her, I think she just needs to let bygones be bygones. You cannot consistently target the sister, and the only sister, it seems, who is genuinely helping you. Because at this point, you look like an evil user. And I'm sick of, seeing them gang up on Tamar. I'm a big Tamar fan, and seeing them gang up on her unnecessarily, because Trina was nodding her head along and laughing the whole time that this dinner was going on. It's getting too real and it's getting too deep. I think they need to regroup and they need to settle officially all this stuff. They've been going to counseling and all this shit for years. There is deep-rooted issues beyond jealousy. I think if they got to the root of it and acknowledged that they are mad at Tamar, that they are angry that Tamar was the only one to manage to break out of the Braxtons, namely Toni Braxton's shadow. If they acknowledge that, I think that would be the start of them having a true potential at reconciliation.
When loyalty, legacy, and livelihoods get mixed with grief, every dinner turns into a minefield. And this season shows exactly how fast it can explode. The vibe is raw, real, and one spark away from another blow-up. Tamar even said Towanda only hits her back when the cameras are rolling, which stings, because that sounds like family love on a schedule, not real life. Towanda clapped back that she's guarding her home and her peace, which makes it clear both of them feel unheard and disrespected in different ways. This isn't just petty, it's straight-up communication breakdown with real feelings attached. Season 2 was supposed to be lighter with wedding vibes, planning Towanda's ceremony with her longtime fiancé, Sean Hall, but the temperature spiked fast. Their niece Ashley went on Tamar's podcast and dropped serious claims about Trina and her ex, Gabe, and that flipped the whole storyline into crisis mode. Emotions ran hot because family business got aired while wounds are still open. Just to be clear, Trina's ex-husband Gabe has passed away, and that's the loss she was referring to in those tense moments.
So let me make sure I have this totally correct. Tamar can pay for your down payment for your house, but she can't come to your bachelorette party because she'll ruin everything. So really quickly, if Tamar was still going to be financing your life, why did we leave Andre and get with Sean? Seems like we could have just stayed with the man that also wasn't providing. Talking to y'all yesterday about the Braxtons, I thought it in my head, but I didn't say it out loud. But since Tam said it, let's just all say it. This needs to be the last season of the Braxtons. This I don't know Tracy personally, but she is not pleased with their praise. So we're all on the same page. Let it be very clear that Towanda Chloe Braxton stole whatever money from Tamar's credit card that Tamar says she stole. Because who gets accused of stealing money from a credit card and says, oh, well, you steal too, instead of defending their honor? A thief. Good job. Quite literally, they would have to call the fire department and get the jaws of life to get me up off of you if you ever got on a camera on national television and said that I was stealing money from your credit card. Girl, what? Tawanda's reaction let me know that she's a grifter. If I'm being honest, while we speaking on reactions, the way that Trina snapped her head around and looked at Towanda when Tamar said, I put down your down payment, it gave me, wait a minute, I put down your down payment too. Like, we was both paying for it?
Bringing him up stirred grief and confusion, and it turned the sisters' arguments into a storm of who's supporting who and who crossed a line, which only made trust issues worse. When grief and gossip mix, every word hits like a punch. It's chaos right now, and the biggest mystery is still hanging. Who actually messed with Toni's ex? Because one of them is being blamed, Tamar or Towanda allegedly. If the name ever drops unedited, the internet will go nuclear. But until then, it's all side eyes and speculation. So what do you think? Who's telling the truth and who's spinning the block with a storyline? If this breakdown had you locked in, smash like, drop a comment with your take, and share it with someone who watches every episode. Make sure to subscribe and ring that bell so you don't miss the next update. See you in the next video.